Making the world a better place is not hard. Just stop waiting for something good to happen. Go and make something good happen. Hi folks, I am Gene with Holistic Interviews, and I have a wonderful guest today at a Mindfulness Life Center. I honestly believe people like Alexis are capable not only to make the earth a better place to live, but, as profound as it sounds, to save the humankind from self-destruction. Listen carefully, guys, this is huge, and would you please take a second to like this video and to subscribe to my channel by clicking the links below. Share this video wherever you can share it. We need to get more people involved in what Alexis is doing. And now listen to this short but powerful message by Alexis, and of course to the wonderful music she is playing.
My name is Alexis Holland, and I practice a lot of different various things, but I really like to wrap it up in a term of just mindful living. I practice yoga and just all kinds of mindful movement. I was trained in vinyasa. I also work at a float spa, so I work at True Rest Float Spa, and that's in Tempe. So I also practice floating quite a bit, actually. So quieting the mind in an environment where there's no distraction whatsoever. It's very similar to being back in the womb state because you're floating on water. Flotation therapy has absolutely changed my life, along with yoga and music. And so the combination of those three have really catapulted me into the woman I am today. The way that I stumbled upon all of this was completely serendipitous. I had no idea that I was a musician. I had no idea that I was into yoga. I had no idea what floating was when I heard of it. And I mean, with the way that I grew up, something shifted to where it was a complete 180, where I was like, oh, I really want to be healthy. I really love to move my body. Oh, yoga's really cool. And then here comes SWIHA, the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, and going to that institute and traveling along with the people that I surround myself by really showed me pieces of myself that I didn't know existed. So around really raw environments like campfires and you know, hiking, or just meeting up with people who were doing these things already, going to different gatherings around the country, different types of festivals, and really experiencing and observing culture just as a neutral being, and really seeing what I was drawn to and seeing what naturally exuded from myself. The desert really brought a lot of that to the surface. When I stepped into SWIHA, and after just a few months of my program, I realized after doing the 200-hour with Laura, I was like, wow, I'm a yoga teacher. Like, I need to make some shifts here so that I can be in a space where people are vulnerable and where I can, you know, drop little seeds of knowledge while they're in that space of, you know, discovering who they are through movement, you know, stretching out the tension, stretching out the stress, and through polarity, which is a practice that I also learned at SWIHA, I found the float spa, or I like to say the float spa found me. So all of that combined, it was really just walking my path in the most authentic way possible, not worrying about what other people thought of me, and discovering these secret gems that life has to offer. You know, that's with it all. Music, yoga, nutrition, floating, all the best aspects of life that I found have been through just being myself. So music, I feel is the number one tool to spread a message really fast. Music is absolutely everywhere. And I mean, same thing with yoga and same thing with floating. They're both kind of coming to a rise. Like everybody's realizing like, oh, you know, yoga's good for you. I should do that. You know, I should really get into this. Or, you know, floating is still kind of underground but up and coming. I believe that it is an incredible healing technology that we'll see a lot more of here soon. Now, music for me is my number one tool of choice because music is everywhere. Music is absolutely everywhere. Vibration is everything. And my main goal as a voice, you know, not just a musician, but as a voice and a spiritual person, is to find the truths from all religions, from all practices around the world, and to unite it into one unified truth that is very blatantly there. But for some reason, we're still in our confinement of, you know, race, culture, religion. But I'm here to share with people that there is an underlying truth that is the same, that is universal. And that's the main message that I'm here to share. That, as well as, you know, our relationship as humans to the environment, and that we're just a reflection, and that if the environment's sick, then we're sick. So we've got some healing to do. Everything that I do is me. No filter, no boundaries, no walls blocking me from any of it. Everything that I practice is a part of me, and the way that I practice it is through me. You know, I like to say that you are your greatest guru. You have all the answers within yourself, within your own DNA. So I go inside first. I trust my intuition. I trust, you know, my ancestors, my culture, where I come from, through my genetic makeup. So literally every single thing that I do, it just comes through me. So all that I do is me. The way that I got into music, especially this kind of music, where you see here, this is called a hand pan, also known as a hum drum, or the vocals that I use, the singing that I do, the chanting that I do. The way that I got into it was, again, like around a campfire in a ceremony. It started off for me in Sufism, which you go back in history, and Hazrat Inayat Khan was an incredible sound healer. And so to put those pieces together for me has been really, really intriguing. So that's when I started drumming. That's when I was gifted. My first drum was in a ceremony. And from there, I just started playing and realized, like, wow, this rhythm is already in me. Thank you to, you know, my Native American ancestors, my African American ancestors, you know, parts of me that are from all around the world, I'm drawing from, and I'm playing it. It's coming out in rhythm. It's coming out in song. It's probably like 5 or 6 years ago that I went to a gathering called Pear Lounge, which was a drumming festival. And I saw one of these instruments. I'm like, what is this? And to even call it a drum is almost insulting, because all the instruments, including this one that I work with, are very, very conscious. So I work with the hum, I work with crystal bowls, tuning forks, my own voice, it being the oldest instrument that there is, didgeridoo, guitar, all these different instruments, you know, I've been drawn to because I've picked them up and they've literally played me. You know, so it wasn't even a matter of like, oh, I'm gonna pick up guitar because it's cool. It's like, I'm gonna pick up the guitar because something about it really wants me to strum it. And then realizing that with these tools, with these instruments, I can actually heal people, or help facilitate, rather, the healing that they can do themselves by playing these instruments that emit a vibration that is, you know, identical to that of the flower of life, these amazing fractals, for example, a snowflake or a blooming flower. Literally, when you hit a note or ring a bowl or sing a certain tone, if you have healing intention behind it, then that emits and goes straight through the skin, straight through to the molecular structure of all things around you. You know, I've got really big plans for the future. I see what I do going to a global scale, you know, beyond city limits. I don't believe that there is a limit. I don't believe that anything can stop me, not even the sky. So once upon a time, there was a woman who shared with me a little bit about myself. She was one of those rare angel ladies that you stumble upon. And she told me that in this life, I've got a message to share about the environment, and people will listen this time because I've tried it before. And sure enough, I've been gifted with a really beautiful voice that I'm ready to use. And so with the foundation of Indigenous Soul Movement, which is a project that I have with Dashmesh Khalsa, I see myself creating a network of artists, musicians, performers, dancers who are devoted to spreading a message of awareness through their art and coming together. The global vision is to awaken people in their heart space, from an emotional space, so that they can act right then and there at the shows, through the music. And, you know, eventually as well to host retreats where I'm helping bring people out from the mainstream back to nature, back to themselves, back to the rawest, most purest form of who they are, through teaching yoga, through teaching dance, through teaching song, and through sharing nutrition, sharing these really, really healthy aspects of what it is to be a human in your prime, to those people who never got the opportunity to learn, you know.